This is the Aviation Podcast back yet again. I'm mTowers48 and that's Husky Gaming 365. New graphics today. Something new we're going to try. First and probably the most shocking topic is WoW went extinct, and you can thank me for this one, but there is more toward the resolve of the max crashes thanks to the black boxes. Obviously, first topic, WoW going extinct.
You know, I was actually kind of expecting that. I was expecting this to happen because I remember hearing news before.
I was too, but the fact that it happened as late as it did, it says something. Obviously, they were in the news, and I don't know if we brought it up, but late last year, they were in the news of, maybe it was early this year, they were in the news that they were pulling routes. They were pulling routes because they were struggling to fill airplanes. That's understandable. You're struggling to fill airplanes, so you pull some routes. Well, then it came before that. Then I think, before that or just after that, it came to them. They were selling airplanes just to keep alive. They had to sell airplanes just to keep some money in the bank account.
Yep. That happened after they started pulling routes, because they pulled. They pulled Reykjavik to St. Louis. I think they pulled other
Cleveland.
Routes. Yep, they pulled Cleveland. I think they were going to DFW for a while,
and then
they cut that off.
Yesterday, so we're recording this on Friday instead of Thursday, so it's going to be a later upload than per norm. Then yesterday was it you that told me via Discord they were gone?
Completely gone. This happened yesterday where and they had
shut their doors, and they had people with flights booked. They were flying, and the power switch got pulled down to the off position and locked in place, and the keys were tossed in the trash. WoW Air is no more. Anyone that has a booked flight, other airlines are stepping in saying, hey, if you book through them and now that they're gone, we're going to help you out.
Yep, and all the A320, I think all the A321s that WoW Air had is going straight up north to Air Canada. Every single one. I think possibly even the Neos, I don't know. But I know they're probably going to get their repaints done. They're going to repaint them, color them to the Air Canada livery. So, it's really sad to see WoW Air go. It really is. Because I know the one thing I'm going to miss about WoW Air is their hilarious tailcodes.
Oh, yeah. Some of the tailcodes are hilarious. If you've never seen a WoW Air tailcode, look one up. It's funny. One of them, and I'm pretty sure, I can confirm this one was an A330. Tango Foxtrot Dash Golf Alpha Yankee.
Oh, yeah. Or there was Tango Foxtrot Dash Delta Oscar Golf. There was that one. Then there was Tango Foxtrot Dash Mike Oscar Mike.
Yep. And then there was Tango Foxtrot Dash Sierra Uniform November.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Sierra Oscar. Oh, yes. TF
Was
Sun.
it Oscar or Uniform November?
Actually, it was that one is Sun. It's TF Sun. TF Mom. No, like son, like dad and son.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but some of their tailcodes were ridiculous. Like, TF Gay. Like, what? It's funny, but at the same time, like, who got put in charge of tailcodes for their airplanes?
I don't know, but whoever they put in charge, I think they did a great job.
Mom and son makes sense. Gay is like, really?
TF Dad, like, oh, okay. Then they had TF Dog. It's like, okay, what's going on here?
Some of their tailcodes were great. But like he said, it sucks they're gone. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna miss miss the radish pink airplanes.
Yeah, the pink is definitely
The
something
horseradish
that threw
pink
me off.
airplanes is weird.
Ugh.
I don't know if I'm gonna miss that. Sad to see
They
another
call
airline go. It is what it is. They're gone.
Mhm.
Nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, there's been
Hopefully
a lot of
those who got screwed over by this find resolution quickly and easily.
yeah, because
And
it's never good when you have a flight booked with an airline and then all of a sudden the airline's like, "Hey, all of our flights have been canceled because we're not making enough money. Have a nice day." It's like,
and obviously those who were, thoughts and prayers to those who were working for the airline that they find they find other jobs within the airline industry, whether that be a flight attendant, captain, first officer, maintenance,
oh yeah,
whatever.
there was like thousands of people they had to lay off. So now all these people are sitting here unemployed, having to look for work.
Who knows?
And
who knows if any of these people are even going to get their next paycheck?
It's rough. Times are tough. Like WoW Air and a lot of other airlines. I think like Germania went down too. They're done. It's really really getting tough out there. It's like, you have to make money. You have to spend money to make money. And I guess WoW Air just wasn't working out. And they tried to get Ice and Air to help them out, and they didn't get any investors, so they had to go back by themselves again. Then they tried to get more help. That didn't work.
It was, I hate to say this, but eventually it was going to come to exactly what just happened.
Yeah, I was definitely
I saw it coming. The fact that
a lot of people saw it coming.
They lasted as long as they did, or even or didn't last as long as, the fact they lasted as long as they did after what they had to go through is a true testament to the hard work that corporate was doing to try and keep the airline alive, try to keep going, but it didn't work, and that's that.
Yeah, so it's sad to see him go, because, I actually did at one point like looking on Flight Radar and seeing, hey, look, WoW Air's landing here, nice. And now it's not the same. Like, it was nice to see a foreign airline coming over to St. Louis, and now it's not the same. It's not the same anymore. It's like it's
pardon the pun here, but I guess it's safe to say another one bites the dust. And no further comment is needed on that. All right. Something that a lot of you, this next one's going to be something that's probably going to spark some debate. And while we're here, smash the like button for the new graphics. The TV was on this morning at work. It was Good Morning America. And I look over at the TV. It was across the room from me, so I couldn't hear it, but I could see it. Investigators have recovered the black boxes, and the black boxes have led to the discovery that the MAX crashes. Both of them are linked back to a software glitch that is triggering the MCAS, or put it in idiot man terms, the anti-stall system, when the airplane itself perfectly safe and sound at its altitude.
And for anyone who doesn't know, MCAS is the Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System. And basically the black box data has shown the two aircraft crashes are somewhat connected, and at the same time, when the aircraft has taken off, the computer has saw, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, this angle of attack is too high. Here, let me help you get back to level ground here.
Real life and all reality, airplane's perfectly safe. The airplane was perfectly safe. There was nothing wrong with the angle of attack. Airplane was safe. I also saw something that it was actually one misleading sensor on the airplane can actually trigger that as well. So somewhere there's a software bug between the sensor and the computer where when the sensor is given a fake reading, that's telling the computer, "Hey, we don't like this." It's a bug, obviously, so there's not much pilots can do about it. But there's a bug in the software where the sensor's giving a foul reading, telling the computer, "Hey, I've got a foul reading." And the computer's like, "Okay," and takes over command of the airplane and pushes the nose forward. And unfortunately, these airplanes have gone down and killed everyone on board.
Because it practically does a nosedive straight into the ground, and this is from the MCAS system kicking on and off constantly. Once the MCAS system kicks in, the pilots, when they try to move the yoke, it does nothing.
It won't let them. And it also sounds like that Boeing, and this is 100% their fault. There's nothing from what I've heard, and this may completely be false. This part's all speculation. There's nothing in the manuals about the MCAS and how to override it, and shut it off.
No, I don't think there is, and if there is,
it's very vague. It's not very descriptive.
That, or people aren't, or they feel like people aren't training the pilots enough to actually be able to know what to do in the situation, or how to keep them aware of, okay, the nose is going down, this is what we do. Instead, the nose is going down, we don't know what to do, and by the time they do figure something out, it's
too late.
Already too late.
It sucks.
It does.
It falls on Boeing.
Badly.
Now that we have the information we have, I like Boeing. I have nothing against them. They've got to get this fixed.
Yeah, it's bad because they're getting
Southwest is losing. Southwest, United, American are all losing money now because they've got all these Air Canada, WestJet, to name 5 airlines, all losing money because they can't fly their Maxes until this gets figured out. And actually,
there's actually an airline that's taking an even bigger hit from this, which is Norwegian. Norwegian is just finished getting out of the situation with the and now all of a sudden, now they're having to deal with groundings of their Max, and it's it's going on. They can't do it anymore.
What, week 2 or week 3 of them being grounded?
I think so. Like, not a single one is allowed to fly.
And it wasn't just a Boeing decision, and yes, the one on screen is a MAX 8 in house livery. Just thought I'd point that out. Boeing it was basically, and I hate to say this name, but it was an executive order from USA President Trump. The FAA and Boeing agreed with them. So therefore, at that moment in time, and it's been 2 or 3 weeks now, any Maxes that are flying to their destination can continue. They land, they unload, they're out of service. Any Maxes on the ground are done. You go park them.
And the crazy thing
was we say it is safe.
And I think that what made it worse was that there was actually some 737 MAX aircraft ready for takeoff on the runway, and they get the call. Looks like we won't be taking off. We're going to be getting off the runway and going right back to the gate. And ladies and gentlemen, this flight has been canceled.
And I also saw on Twitter, and I think I have a screenshot of it. Just earlier this week, Boeing Airplanes on Twitter put out a tweet that said they had a mass conference with pilots, the FAA among others, to put the new software proposal forward that would hopefully fix the issue. They just have to actually get approval, get it fully approved and certified, and Max will be in service. But at this point, they're probably looking at least another 3 weeks, if not more, before Maxes are back in service.
Ooh, and like it's hitting airlines hard.
But now that I think the process is going to move along a lot faster now that they've recovered the black boxes and have the data that they need. Boeing can take this data back to Renton up in Seattle or wherever the computer, the software people are that do the software for
Who
these
knows?
airplanes. They
Who
can
knows
take this
who
data
does
to
it?
them and be like, look, here's the cause. All we need you to do is go in, find a fix, do some hardcore testing on it, and when you think you've got it stable enough, we'll submit it for approval and certification. We'll send it out to the airlines, have them install it, and then we can put our Maxes back in service. Now,
Yeah,
the
but
big
the thing
question
is
is,
like, what happens if when they put that new system in there, and the same issue happens again? Now
yeah,
what? That's what I'm
then
afraid
what?
of.
And the real
Because
question is Boeing gonna have to pay all these airlines lost revenue?
I know Norwegian is actually making Boeing do it. They've sent them a bill like, look, since you're making us do this, we sent you our bill. This is what you owe us for this.
So,
Because they're done. I'm afraid to see what happens because if another crash happens again, I
and the
got a
black
feeling
box
there's
is
gonna
so
be
is
a
MCAS. The
mm-hmm,
Maxes may not fly again.
they're gonna be the Max program is probably gonna be canceled, and a
If
lot of
this
airlines are
happens
gonna end
again,
up
which
canceling
I
their
pray to
order.
God and hope it doesn't, but if it happens
No.
again, Max very well may not be a thing anymore.
It might end up getting canceled, and all the Maxes might end up getting scrapped, and all the airlines are going to end up canceling their orders. And that's going to
And
really be bad.
that's gonna screw Southwest because Southwest won't fly anything but 737s.
That's going to screw United over. That's going to screw Air Canada over. That's going to screw Norwegian
It really
over.
affects here in the USA. It really screws over. It really screws Southwest.
Oh yeah, because
And
Southwest is literally.
it's really gonna be a engine blowout if this happens again and Max has to get canceled.
Oh, because you best believe Southwest is going to hate themselves having to get rid of every single one.
The weekend of March 13th, that general time frame.
Yep.
The Max 7 rollout and unveiling was supposed to happen on the 13th, which I think was a Tuesday. Accident was on Saturday. The launch of the 7 Series Max is canceled until they figured this out.
And then they released the 777X under employee eyes only. So it wasn't even released publicly. Only I think whoever works for Boeing was able to see it. So really, technically speaking, the 777X
is delayed now.
Is delayed now. Now they're trying to figure out, well, how are we going to get this thing certified? If we're dealing with that,
because
how are we going to do this?
And I want another thing, and I know this goes not too far after the Lion Air crash, but now my question is there a computer glitch on the older 7.6s that's causing the stick shake not to kick in when the airplane stalls? Because they found in the Prime Air crash that the stick shake or anti-stall system, the stick shake is basically an alert telling the pilots, hey, we're stalling. They found that the stick shake never kicked in, warning the pilots of a stall.
You see, when the stick shake kicks in, the pilots immediately, by instinct, are to pull the yoke forward, and if it
slam
doesn't
the
do
yoke
it,
into the dashboard.
Well, it's like, oh, and if the
PFDs.
if the yoke isn't shaking, then we're fine.
And they found the stick shake never kicked in.
No.
So is there possibly a fatal flaw in 767s around that A-frame of the one, that Amazon one that went down?
But you see, the 767 really isn't all that old, because even to this day, Boeing is still manufacturing the freighter version of the 767. They're still being built. Like, I know FedEx and UPS roll out with a 767F every day now. Every other day they're rolling out.
But are they going to have to go back and look at the black boxes and say, hey, wait a minute, for those who order the 767 freighter, we need to do some minor adjustments to make sure what happened with Amazon doesn't happen with you guys.
Yeah, because we don't want a repeat of this. Nobody wants a repeat of this. An aircraft crash is never good. It's
But I
something
think what
that
really, and pardon me for saying this, I think what really pisses a lot of people off is the fact that's the second MAX in less than 6 months. That's gone down, and now they've got black boxes from both crashes, found that it's a related issue on both crashes.
the same computer system. I think, and to be honest, I think they should do some tests. What I feel they should do is they should do a test
Even
and
if
fly
it's in
the
the
MAX.
even if it's in the damn simulator.
In the simulator,
have one simulator with the old system and one simulator with the new system, and in both simulators, particularly the one with the new software, someone triggers a faulty reading on one of the AOA sensors, and it's a simulator, so no one's gonna die. See what happens when you trigger a faulty reading in the sim. See if the computer's gonna kick that nose down and prevent the pilots from recovering, or if the pilots are gonna be able to recover the nose, pull the nose back up, and get the airplane safe again. We know what's gonna happen with the old software. They just need to figure out what's gonna happen with the new software, whether the computer's gonna kick the nose down and keep the pilots from recovering, or if it's gonna kick the nose down and let the pilots recover it, and push a button that says, "Hey, we're safe." Is it gonna let them recover the nose after they disengage it and push some sort of button that says, "We have control, we're safe, nothing's wrong"? That's what they need to do.
That, or see if they're just to take like the house colored Max 8, take the system out of there, put the old one in, fly it around the airport, see what happens. If they notice that the nose goes down and they can't recover it, then I say take it down.
Get the fuck out.
Take out the system, land it down if you can.
Disengage it, go back to the airport and be like, okay, the fault's still there. And continue to fix it until eventually the fault doesn't show up and they can certify it, approve it, and get it out to airlines. That's what needs to happen.
Because you experimentation. If you experimenting will lead to a lot of answers.
It's like there's a reason Formula One and IndyCar have preseason testing. New car for last year for IndyCar, brand new cars. All the notebooks they had from the previous car, useless. So there's a reason why they've got preseason testing. Get the bugs out of the car before the season starts.
Yeah.
And that's what Boeing's got to do.
Oh, yeah. I think if do some testing, experiment, see what happens. If this happens, good. If this happens, that causes this to happen. Okay, maybe we need to adjust something. Maybe we need to do this instead of this. Maybe this needs to be done in place of that.
Plug the new software into the simulator. Go do a sim test with the old software. Okay, we know it's gonna pop the nose down and we're going down. We'll virtually die in the simulator. Well, we're alive. Okay, take that old software out, pop the new software in, trigger a faulty reading, see what happens.
And if that doesn't work, take it out, readjust it, put it back in, take it out.
Keep testing it until eventually, when you trigger the faulty reading, if they even can in the simulator, keep triggering it until eventually, oh look, faulty reading, we just got an error message on the PFD. And it doesn't, error message on the PFD, faulty reading on one of the AOA sensors, we were able to recover, all good.
Oh yeah.
Even if you have to if you have to divert somewhere to land just for your own safety, at least the airplane is safe. At least the airplane's intact and in one piece.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a very good idea to do some testing. Instead of taking a real life aircraft out where there's hundreds of people on board. Well, not hundreds, but there's a lot of people on board. Do some testing, experiment, see what happens. That's why there's simulators, people. They're there to test this type of thing.
Because the simulators, if you've ever seen the inside of one, have a replica of an actual 7.3 or whatever it may be cockpit. Stick, seat, switches, and all. Minus the flight engineer looking station, but that's because that's where someone sits and controls, trigger scenes in the sim to see what pilots do. If that's what you gotta do with this new software, do it.
Yep, the simulator always helps. The simulator stops people from dying.
Even if you have to have, and I'm going to make this the last point and then we're going to end it here. Even if you have to have multiple training sessions, and even if you're doing the testing behind closed doors, even if the FAA has to be there and the sim with you while you do it, then do it. That's
pretty reasonable. So the FAA can be there and take their notes, and they can take those notes.
Even if the FAA has to, even if someone sits in the, is standing, sitting, even if someone mounts a GoPro somewhere in the sim from the FAA and hits record, multiple angled GoPros, one facing the actual simulator display, and one, maybe have a couple in different angles aimed at the pilots, recording what the pilots do, the pilot's reaction. And maybe one in the back at the sim control box, recording what the person in charge of the simulator's doing, Or even if not that, but have one aimed at the display that would show the reading on the AOA sensor. There's multiple ways they can record the sim to get this figured out.
Yeah, I really do hope they figure this out, because I absolutely do love the look and sound of the Max.
I like Boeing. Good. I like the Max. New airplane, what's not to like? But
yeah,
I think there's still a lot of unanswered questions when it comes to this, and there's a lot of work to be done.
There's a lot of unanswered questions.
And a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, a plane this new should not be crashing. It's absolutely absurd.
10, 12 years down the road, oh crap, faulty sensor, Max went down. That's fine. It didn't, the airplane wasn't brand new.
But an airplane being less than a month old, and it's crashing already? That definitely raises an eyebrow.
All we're saying is once they get it figured out and all is well, people will move on. Once they get it solved in a year or two, once they get it solved 5 or 6 months after it's been solved, if nothing happens, people are going to completely forget that, hey, there was two faulty crashes because of, 2 Max crashes because of faulty software.
Yeah, I think, and even if they do release this software update to the public, I say, what you should do some test flights with just the pilots and
just
some
to be sure that,
and the maintenance crew, just
when
to make sure
it kicks in, they're able to override it and
get it and get back on,
get back on the horn, say faulty reading on a sensor, we've recovered, everything's okay. And even if you have to get on the PA system, reach up and flick the intercom switch and tell the passengers what's going on.
Yeah,
okay, they might be a little spooked, but at least they know they're safe.
Yeah. It's bad. It's really, really sad seeing Boeing just receive a lot of flack from
they need to
the
stop.
media, and it's really sad to see them take all this abuse. It's just.
But at least the minute the second one happened, they were ready to go. They said, "Look, we're here. If you need us, we're here. We'll help in any way, shape, or form we can."
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it came down to an executive order that says no maxes.
Yeah,
And that wasn't
none.
just a USA thing. That was, I mean, it is a worldwide
Global.
ban on the maxes.
Global. Oh yeah, it went global.
And the real shitty part, and pardon me for saying that, is that the USA was one of the last ones to ground them. We should have been the first. They build them here. We should have been one of the first countries to ground them.
You know, we might be the country to build them. But the thing is, here in the U.S., there has not been a single MAX aircraft incident or crash. Really, technically, they should still be flying here in America. They haven't. I have family. I have family that's been on a MAX 8 and has left from one city and gotten to the next completely fine.
It is what it is. We have to live with it. And on that note, that's going to do it. Like I said, smash the like button for the new graphics. We're going to try to roll with this for every podcast now. Hopefully you enjoyed. Sorry it had the second and last topic had to be such a sour one, but I think that was a good debate. Rate, comment, subscribe. This is mtows48. That's Husky Gaming 365, and we will see you next time. Take care.